Hi guys, so this video is a tutorial and it's how to declutter, downsize, minimize your wardrobe and your bedroom. Now, a friend of mine has very kindly allowed me to film inside his home, and I won't show you this friend of mine on camera because he's very shy. But this friend of mine has really become inspired by the minimalism movement and lifestyle benefits. However, he's hit a bit of a brick wall because he really wants to embrace this, but he feels very overwhelmed because he simply does not know where to start or how to go about getting rid of all the excess junk and crap that he has attracted over the last, 37 years. So I'm going to use my friend's bedroom, which is a complete pigsty and completely overloaded with so much stuff, as a perfect opportunity to show you how I personally go about decluttering, minimizing, and I guess getting rid of all the excess stuff in my life. And this is the perfect room to use as an example because it is so messy and there is so much junk and crap behind me. So I cannot wait to show you how I go about doing this. Step number one is remove all distractions. Now, I'm home alone at my friend's house, but I don't want anyone to call me. I don't want anyone to text message me. I don't want anyone to email me or Facebook message me. I just want to be left alone in the zone. But also, I want to remove my own distractions. I don't want to waste my time looking on Facebook or Instagram. So what I'm actually going to do is completely turn off my phone and be incontactable while I go through this hardcore culling and I'm in the zone with laser precision and focus. Step number two is make the bed. This sounds really silly, I know, but we actually need a large, flat, clean surface area where we can pull everything from out of the bed and look at what my friend owns. We can see where he's doubled up on items. We can see if these items actually match his lifestyle and his needs. And more importantly, when we have gone through and worked out what we can get rid of, we can actually then organize and categorize into groups what's left and then find a nice new organized home for them to be replaced back in. Step number three is to go through every single cupboard, every single wardrobe, every single drawer, and dump everything on the bed. Now everything's behind me like a navy blue mountain. I can move on to the next step, which is organize. I'm going to group together the common items. So all the t-shirts are going to be grouped together, all the belts are going to be grouped together, all the socks are going to be grouped together, all the jackets are going to be grouped together. I have a feeling there are a lot of jackets behind me. And from that, I'm going to then look at each individual pile and start culling. A note that I want to quickly point out is in going through and grouping the common items together, I am not just throwing them in one big pile of, say, t-shirts or socks. I'm actually neatly folding each one. And by neatly folding each one, it allows me to examine each individual item and work out whether it should be staying in the pile or whether it should be discarded. So obviously anything that's torn, stained, doesn't fit right, falling apart, moth-ridden, that can obviously be immediately culled. Okay, so I've just spent the last 90 minutes going through every item of clothing. I had no distractions, so I was able to work incredibly efficiently and at quite a good speed. I've actually managed to go through that whole mountain of clothes and I feel good. Anything that I came across that was old, stained, tired, didn't fit, didn't suit my friend's taste or match his lifestyle needs was put into a pile, which I will go through with him separately and privately to make sure I'm not throwing out anything that's sentimental or something that he actually really likes. Clothes are joined together. Now by doing this, I can see where my friend is forgetting he owns items and can no longer now repeat buying the same item again. For example, my friend always tells me he needs a belt. He never has a belt. Now here I can see he has 8 belts. And the funny thing is he doesn't actually need to wear a belt for work. So the only ever times he wears a belt might be on the weekend when he's going out. The other thing that I can see my friend probably needs to invest in is underwear and socks. He had so many pairs of odd socks and I have thrown them all out. I don't know how he's going to take that, but why would you hold on to odd socks? I've grouped all the common ones together and they're neatly folded up over here. And another thing I could see is he's been collecting suit bags. Now, obviously when you buy a nice suit, they give you a complimentary suit bag. But depending on how often you travel, you only really need 1 or 2 suit bags unless you're carrying around with you an excessively large amount of suits. So I think we can definitely cull some of these suit bags as well. Now I'm going to show you the pile of things that I've basically discarded. And as I said, I will go through that pile of stuff with him, but there is a lot of stuff I've been able to get rid of. Now I guess this is step, I think 5 or 6. I've lost count of the steps now. But as I was going through the process, anything I knew my friend loved and used, I have put back in the wardrobe. And I've put it back neatly in an enticing, appealing, attractive way so that when he opens his wardrobe doors, it looks good and he feels good about how organized it is. But more importantly, he feels motivated and inspired to keep it looking neat and tidy. And the same with my friend's clothes. As I was going through the culling process, the items I knew he absolutely loved, was wearing regularly and suited his style and tastes and needs, went straight back into the wardrobe. But again, I didn't just throw them back into the wardrobe, I neatly placed them. And for example, I put all the shirts aligned up together with the collars facing the same way. On top of that, they're also color coordinated from light to dark. Then I've grouped all the pants together, again from light to dark, and I'm just in the process of putting back in here his suits, which will go back in from light to dark. I want my friend to keep this neat and tidy and feel good about it. I feel good about it. I'm proud of what I've done. Yeah. One point that I want to make about the decluttering or downsizing, minimizing wardrobe process is that some people will recommend that you focus on one drawer at a time and break it down into baby steps over, the course of say a week or even a month. And that is absolutely fine if you're feeling overwhelmed and completely daunted by the whole task. However, for me, that idea just simply doesn't work and I'll end up procrastinating and it will never actually get done. Because for me, it feels like a looming project or assignment haunting me all the time. I want to just tackle the whole project in one swoop and feel really good. Because the whole thing about minimizing is it re-energizes you, you have a new sense of clarity and focus and motivation and just a lot more energy. So if you're dragging the minimization process out, it can delay the benefits you receive. And a friend made a really good point the other day. She said, when you take the slow process of minimizing and decluttering, often by the time you've gotten through the last drawer that you've been focusing on, in that time, the drawers have now refilled themselves with clutter. Whereas when you do it in one big sweep, they're all empty, they're all clean, and you tend to be a lot more conscious and switched on because you've seen the excessive amount of stuff that you've gotten rid of your life in one big confronting pile, which can, I guess, subconsciously deter you from attracting that back into your life. So I'm pretty much sitting amongst all the stuff that I have culled from my friend's wardrobe. And what amazes me the most is not the, I guess, natural capsule wardrobe that has formed or how much space has been freed up in the wardrobes, but how much space has been created in the bedroom. That large white chest of drawers actually now has nothing in it because we were able to find a home for every single item of clothing that remained in my friend's wardrobe. So now that we're getting rid of that chest of drawers, the room is going to feel so much more spacious and have a new energy about it. Seeing that the wardrobe is being used properly and everything is neatly organized in its own space. So whilst we're almost towards the end of this decluttering, minimizing wardrobe process, the job isn't quite finished yet. I want to make sure no stone is unturned. So what I'm going to do is get my friend and we're going to go through each individual item in the wardrobe that remains and make sure there's nothing else that we can get rid of. I want him to tell me with each individual piece whether he uses it, whether he wears it, whether he likes it, whether it matches his lifestyle, and then he can decide whether it stays or goes. I'm sure there's more things in here that we can get rid of if he wants to. So my point is, by going in and tackling the project in one big sweep, we've taken away all the intimidation and fear and anxiety and procrastination that comes with a project like this. What is left is small and easy to manage. It's a lot less intimidating, and I think I'm really going to get my friend on board with the minimalism lifestyle and maintaining it. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you liked it, let me know, because amazingly, I actually have a growing list of friends who've asked me to do the same thing with their home and with their wardrobe. So if you like this video, let me know, put the comments in the description box below. And one other teeny tiny point I'm gonna make, you may have noticed the ugly wire coat hangers that have remained in my friend's wardrobe. As a very lovely gift, I'm actually gonna go and buy him some nice coat hangers that were all matched together and is gonna make his wardrobe look even more appealing. Anyway, that's it for this video. I am sweaty and actually quite exhausted, so I'm looking forward to going home now to my own house that is clutter-free. I'll see you next week on either Money Monday or Lifestyle Love, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Ciao!